Kia ora and talofa geniuses. My name is Jazz Lilo Smith, and I would like to welcome you to the Inspire with Finesse interview series, where I get the opportunity to have open conversations with impactful humans around the globe. I ask the questions, and our guests inspire you with their finesse. So let's get the conversation started. Thank you everybody for being here for the Inspire with Finesse interview series. So we've got the beautiful, beautiful Sabah here. And thank you so much for being here, lovely. How are you today?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I am doing well, and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm tuning in from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and it is 8 a.m. here in the morning. Where are you?
I'm based in Florida, South Florida, around the Miami area. Right now it's actually raining and it's usually sunny here, but yeah, it's wonderful here. I love it.
Awesome. And it's the evening then where you are?
Yeah, it's around, what time is it? Around 6 p.m.
Oh, that sounds like wine o'clock around 6 p.m. Hey, maybe we should have wine with the interview or afterwards. So let's get straight into it. The first question that I have for you is about authenticity. What is the best way that we can really show up online in the most authentic way?
Yeah, I love this question because right now in the online space, there's like the great thing about social media right now in 2022 is the barrier to entry is amazing. Like anyone can grab their phone, grab their laptop, start to create content and build a thriving business because everybody is on social media. But with that also being said, sometimes a lot of people feel either pressured or they have to be or act like somebody else to stand up against the competition, when in reality, that really diminishes their unique factors within themselves. So sometimes, when clients come to me and they're like, oh, I'm creating content, I'm posting my offers, but nobody's buying. I feel like there's too many competitors. The market's too saturated. I always take a look at their content, their profile, and I ask them, what is something about yourself that you usually dim, hide, or mute? And they're like, oh, it's either like, my humor, or it's like the way that I even dress, or it's the way that I joke. Like there's something that I just don't like to show online. Like I know some of my clients like to dance and create content with the new like TikToks and Reels. And that's the thing that will actually set you apart, is the thing that you're hiding. And for me, for the longest time, I mean, I've been in the online space ever since what? Like 2015, 2016, ever since I was 19 years old. I'm 25 now. And for me, one of the main things that I didn't really express online was my bold opinions and almost like my sassy attitude. I was like, okay, I have to be, composed. I have to be this like professional business owner in order for people to take me seriously. When in reality, that was what people really enjoyed. So when I talk about authenticity, it's not really even something that you like create, it's just something that is you. So that's something that like is so predominant right now because there are so many people online. There isn't anybody who is you. So if you are able to show up in your voice, in your personality, with your own messaging, that's what's really going to set you apart from everyone else that is honestly doing the exact same thing as you are. Because, I'm a business coach, branding. I'm not the only one who does that. There's thousands of people who do that as well, but nobody has my voice, my message, and my story.
Right. So it's about sort of what sets you apart from the others. Why do we hide? Why do we dim? Why do we hide? Why do we mute?
I love that judgment. It's judgment and fear of not being accepted in our audience. And that it's funny because it really contradicts what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to be that standout individual, but
Yes.
our mind is telling us, oh, fit in. so we are liked, right? But if we fit in, then we're going to be generalized like all the other people that are doing, once again, exactly what we're doing. And, you know, this goes deeper into, you know, just like past either like trauma or things that happen in our childhood, which is why we like tend to dim, hide, mute, not shine the light on us. And you know, that's where you either want to go back and look at prior experiences where maybe you were shut down for something that you were standing in your light for. You know, I had this conversation actually with one of my clients where when he was younger, he said something. I mean, this is when he was like 5 years old or something. He was in a group with his like family friends, and he said something that was very self-expressed, and everybody laughed at him, right? So although now that we're older, we don't consciously think about that when we're posting on social media, but our mind still remembers that, right? So I mean, this is going very deep into your subconscious, but there's certain things that may have happened to us in the past which now triggers us. And that's why we tend to either, you know, hide or dim or mute when we are taking action online.
That makes so much sense, because you were talking about judgment and fear, and, you know, obviously there needs to be an acceptance here of something. And if you've had a traumatic, you know, episode where, you know, you were authentic and you did show, you know, your wonderful self, and the whole room just laughed at you, and that really shuts you down. I don't think a lot of people really realize how much that affects the way that we move today, or what we do today, or and you said, like if your uniqueness, if you want to joke, or you want to dance, or you want to play, or you know, your tenacity that you have, which by the way was the thing that attracted me to you. I saw a post of you and you look absolutely beautiful. You were in a bikini on a beach, and you made a really, really good point about how photos like these are usually stereotyped from maybe having an OnlyFans account and things like that. And that pictures like these don't need to be about that. You can be a successful entrepreneur, you know, a business coach, you're a 2-time TED speaker, you know, all these things that you've done. And you're so right. That tenacity of your authenticity, your bravery to show up and post that and say that about yourself. But I believed you because you believe in yourself, and holy moly, that photo was hot too. Like, obviously it's going to get, you know, that's a bit of a clickbait, but then when you read that, you're like, wow, you know, this woman loves herself. This woman loves the authentic part of herself, that's beautiful. That's amazing. And I assume that has something to do with mindset as well, which I really want to ask you. Yeah, how do you get to where you are? What kind of mindset do you have to be a thriving business owner like you are?
There's so much that comes up when you ask me that question. But yeah, in terms of mindsets, like when you're showing up online, especially with that post where you found me, those are the type of posts where you attract the right type of people into your world, and you repel the ones who, you know, will never want to be in your world, will never want to buy from you. And that's the type of mindset that you want when you are showing up online, right? Because in reality, you know, when you're making the posts, when you're making the videos, when you're going live on Facebook or Instagram, social media, whatever platform you're on, there's always going to be people who don't like you, who don't like what you're saying, don't agree with your messaging. And that's okay, right? It's like the fact that people aren't agreeing with you is a good thing, right? Because that tells you you're repelling people who don't want what you're offering, and you are going to be attracting the right type of people into your world. So coming from, you know, the mindset of how to show up, that's what my mind always is when I'm online. In terms of the other side of you actually selling your offers and selling it at a price point where you're valuing yourself. I like to think of it in a way where if I'm not pricing my offers in the way where, if someone were to invest into my services, one-on-one coaching, and I'm undercharging because I feel bad to charge the actual price, I'm actually doing a disservice for my client. And the reason why is because I always make this joke. It's really funny. If someone were to go through all of my free content online, they would be a millionaire by now.
Yes.
The reason why they're not is because if you are a service-based business, people buy for structure, for accountability, and for that energy mindset piece, right? So I'm a coach. When clients come to me, they come because of that structure, because of that accountability, because of that energy, because of that mindset, that push they need. So I know if someone doesn't invest, if they don't put money down, there's no skin in the game. Right. So to anyone that's watching, you're a service provider, the same thing goes for, the client on the other side. They're unable to actually get to the goal, get to the destination if there isn't any skin in the game. And in reality, like the dollar bill, it has no monetary value to it, just a piece of paper. The real exchange is between you and that other person. Right. So for me, I'm always about like, what is that true value for that individual? And sometimes it really is like, it's priceless. People would pay thousands of dollars for a transformation that you're supporting them with, right? So what good does it do to only charge? Sometimes I see people charging only like $10, $50, $100 for something that's worth so much more. And the same thing goes for products. Right? The way that I look at products, I always buy quality premium. My boyfriend always buys quality premium. Like he won't buy something that is fairly cheap, right? So if you're pricing something that's, $5 when it should be $25, $50, you actually might lose business because people might wonder, is it not of quality? Right. So when you think about it that way, it makes sense to, charge premium prices for your products because A, it's actually going to help your consumer more, and B, you're going to feel a lot better about building a business in a way that actually puts your value first. Because whether you are like the face of your business or you're behind your business is like still your baby, right? It's like something that you do every single day. So you want to feel like you're getting the most out of it too.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. So that value proposition is very, very important. I know that a lot of my market in the Asia Pacific will be watching this. They aren't in business and they're still probably in the employee quadrant. They really don't understand how you could charge so much. And that's why the conversation about personal value and maybe understanding that money is just a tool and it is a piece of paper that you can use to create value within whatever you're transacting, human value. It seems like we're a little bit lopsided in that sense. So thank you so much for that. That's a really good point in regards to pricing and value from human value versus monetary value too, and a balance in between, which is really awesome. I want to talk a little bit about just the branding market and even a little bit about social media and what's hot right now. We've just entered Q2 of 2022. What are you seeing out there? What platforms are you on, and what are you seeing out there in the market in regards to branding right now?
Yes, I love social media because like what you said, it's always changing. There's always new trends, new seasons. For me, I'm primarily on Instagram and Facebook, and the new social media platform that I'm, starting to grow is TikTok, which is really fun, very different, very interesting. But you know, if you are on like, you know, I always say like the big two is like Facebook and Instagram. If you are on those platforms, one major feature that's been around for over a year now are reels. So short form videos, and they're still fairly new to the platform. The great part about reels is, since it is a newer feature, you're going to get a lot more views than just posting a random either picture or written text post on your feed, right? So for an example, on Facebook, when you make a piece of content, the only people that can see it are people that are on your friends list. On Instagram, if you post a reel, not only your followers see it, but people who aren't even follow you can come across it on their feed and explore page. So for me, like I built my business organically, social media, no paid ads. So for me, I'm like, okay, that really is like free advertisement. People can find me and I can reach thousands, like literally thousands of views for free in one single day. And that'll allow me to get in front of more people and of course, sell more of my offers. So a lot of people, I mean, and not a lot of people, but some people shy away from reels because they started from TikTok and then Instagram and Facebook created reels. And a lot of people think you have to, you know, do the dancing, make it really funny, entertaining. And of course you can if that's your personality, but you can also do just short form like this, right? Just quick tips directly to camera, put some music in the background, and that will still give you a lot of exposure. So that's one thing that I've been doing religiously. And if people didn't know about this, one cool thing about Reels on Instagram and Facebook is they're actually paying creators to make them now. So based on the views that you get within a 30-day time frame, you can actually get paid. So that's another stream of income that brands online, if you're producing content, can make aside from the offers that you're actually selling.
So similar to YouTube.
Yeah.
How you can monetize your content on YouTube, obviously. Is it Instagram and Facebook with the Facebook creators stuff?
Yeah. So as far as I know, it's only for the reels right now for Instagram and on Facebook. So once again, since it's a new feature, they're rewarding people who are using it.
Wow. So the more reels you post on Instagram and Facebook, the more exposure you'll get. And you may even be able to monetize that with the help of Instagram and Facebook will pay you for that attention.
Yeah, it's amazing. And with that also being said, just in terms of trends and, you know, everything that's going on in social media, since I've been on it for a few years now, one trend that I've seen start to actually fade away and get into, you know, more of like the original content on like Instagram and Facebook. What used to go quote unquote viral, like the broad topics and the broad niches, whether you're talking about like business or fitness, health, fashion, or whatever niche you're on, a lot of the topics you could get by kind of, you know, taking topics from like other either resources or creators and kind of putting your own spin on it and going like viral with those. What I'm finding now is original content with your own voice, message, and story is what's actually going viral now. Because since social media with influencers, creators, business owners has been around now for like, you know, a good few years, those trends of generic, broad content is fading. Right. Since there are so many more people online, full circle, going back to what we started with, authenticity, what will set you apart is that original content. So that's something that I've been seeing a lot, which once again, it makes it 10 times more fun because I always say someone always has something to say, even if you think you don't. Just think about what you talk to your best friends about and create content in that voice, and you will be seen in a completely different light in how you show up online.
Love that. Do you have an example of one, video or reel that you've done that worked really, really well, where you didn't need to repurpose, anybody else's content and it was just you?
Yeah. So let me think. Let me pull up my phone and look at some, because I create a lot of reels, a lot of videos. Um,
Yes.
so let me look at one. There's a few that popped up into my mind. So this is actually the most recent one that I actually, can I screen share? Maybe I'll pull it up
Yeah,
on my
yeah. Let's have a look
Instagram.
and watch.
Let me pull it up on my Instagram. I'll just show the most recent one that I posted
Mhm.
um, on here. And one thing that I also always do with my brand is I like to create like either like signature like series or challenges or hashtags, because that way people actually get to know me for me. And once again, it's something unique that you're creating for yourself. So one thing that I'm actually doing for the month of April, and I'm primarily doing it on TikTok, but I'm taking some of my videos and repurposing it on Instagram and on Facebook, is a series called Unhappy to Unforgettable. So my brand, it's Unforgettable by Sabah. So I'm doing a series for every single day. Welcome back to Unhappy to Unforgettable. Today we're going to be talking about how to pick your niche, how to stay consistent, how to post on social
Wow.
media.
Yeah.
So instead of just doing, these are the 3 tips to be consistent on
Mm-hmm.
social media, which is so
Mm-hmm.
broad, make it fun and put your own twist on it. So what I did on April 1st is I just shot this fun video where I was just dancing. It was like less than 7 seconds. And this was the video. This is your sign to make April the month where you go from unhappy to unforgettable. And I basically listed 5 or 7 things to start doing for the month of April. It was wake up 30 minutes early, jump out of bed and dance instead of hitting snooze, launch the offers, sell your coaching program, read 10 pages a day, post once a day on social media, 30-minute workouts, charge your worth, make that money.
Mm.
So something like this, the generic piece of content could have been, these are the top 10 things to do to have a good April. This. That's boring. I've heard it 20 million times before, but with something like this, it's the same type of information, but it's presented in a very different way.
Yes, and visually, I'm attracted to the smiles and the dancing.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there'd be music on there, and there's a bit
Yeah.
of text. I know that when we jump on social media now, we don't really like to read. We want to watch something entertaining first, and if we
Yeah.
like it, we might say, "Oh, what's this about?" And then obviously go through, and there's so much value in your description. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit to this as well, a bit of strategy here, which is fantastic.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you, thank you so much. And I suppose I love that authenticity versus, and I've done this, put it up a post and said, here's 5 tips for you to sleep better today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we know that we've heard it before. It sounds like there's a massive shift happening now in the attention on social media. And we're always talking about authenticity. It's a bit of a buzzword, but people don't really know how to articulate what their authentic piece is about them. And you've really, really covered some amazing points about, not dimming and hiding and muting, and that's because of fear and judgment. And you're talking about go back and have a look at some of the things that maybe you went through in the past. And this is probably a good time to go and have a look at things in the past, so you can say, hey, what are the bad habits that I've had? So yeah, you can shine that light, and you thrive and have that unforgettable life that you talk about. And I look at that one piece of content and I just think it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the attention that people want to see. And you're so right. It's like an old model was happening. If you were in social media in the beginning, even before Facebook and Bebo days and MySpace, you started to see how it all moved. I'm only 37, and I look at the success that you've had between 19 and 25, and the shift has come because of these amazing generations. I look at you, I have a 16-year-old son soon. I have a 9-year-old who thinks he can build a planet in a spaceship. And I don't, as a parent, I can't, I don't know what the times are going to be like for my children. And I love you because I trust what you do, and it is the future because it already is here now. And I really want to say to anyone who's listening here in the Asia Pacific, and you're a parent like me, you're a Māori Pacific Islander parent, and you're really looking for something new that your children are going to want to enjoy. Because if you don't understand the financial global situation, the reality is that what our children are learning in schools right now is not going to help them as much, because the jobs that are supposed to be there in the future are just not going to be there. And bless you so much for your amazing education and just your knowledge and the hard work that you've done to get you to where you are, and sharing this today, because it's very special. It is priceless. You're right. If everybody went and did all of your free courses, we would all be millionaires. And I think that piece about money, personal value, and how you brand yourself and how you show up authentically, and being able to articulate that the way that you do it's massive. We use that word over here. It's funny. We say that's mean, mean as in good, or that's massive. That's effing awesome, kind of thing over here. So thank you so much for that. There's so much value. Before we close off, could you please tell us a little bit about what you do, what kind of offers you have going? I'm sure there might be people who are saying, who is this beautiful Sabah lady? How can I get in touch with her? And what have you got going right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a business brand coach, and primarily what I do is I help people brand and market themselves online in a very authentic way, where it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't seem like you're chasing individuals, so you can attract the right type of people into your world. So I do coaching. I have mini programs. I have master classes. I have courses, and I have a bunch of free trainings that if you do go through, implement it, you could become a millionaire. So the best place to find me, my offers, is on Instagram. My handle is at the Sabah Ali. So TheSabahali. Feel free to send me a message there. If you click the link in my bio, you can look at all my latest offers, and you can also get access to some free trainings. So that way you can get yourself either started in the online space, or you can refine what you're doing right now to thrive in your business.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And just check out the details in the description, guys, and you'll be able to get in touch with Sabah. Thank you so much, beautiful lady. As we finish off, is there one last piece of advice or a favorite quote that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the quote that's actually on the back of my book. Know you have the ability to do anything in life. No one is going to stop you besides yourself. So for me, when I got started in the online space, I thought a lot of my external situations wasn't going to allow me to thrive in my business. The environment I was in, the people I was around, the friends that discouraged me, and I could have stayed there, and I could have used that almost as an excuse to not do anything, when in reality, it was just me that was in my way. So just know whatever it is that you want to do, you have the ability to bring that into fruition, into reality. All you have to do is just take that first step.